Hi there. How you doing? Happy Friday. Don't Die Dave is officially live on Royal Road. You can go there and read the first, I don't know, 9 chapters right now. New chapters getting released every day. If you're into that kind of thing, Royal Road is, as far as I'm concerned, really weird and a suboptimal. I would rather pay the money to read the book, but a lot of people enjoy reading that way and get to sample a lot of things that they wouldn't get to otherwise. So if you're interested in reading Don't Die Dave, which is what we're doing, by the way, found out that a lot of people are watching these videos having no idea who I am or what I'm doing, which would be very confusing. I look like an insane person who is talking to themselves. So actually, screw it. I don't want to explain anything. I want to continue having that vibe. I'm an insane person talking to myself. Thank you very much. Cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. All the insanity all the time. So we are moving forward into Don't Die Dave, chapter 29. Check, check, check. If you are recording an audiobook, if you're an author that wants to save money by recording your own audiobook, first of all, know that you can perform. If you can't perform, please get somebody else to do it. It's terrible. Although at this point in time, you'll probably just have Amazon's algorithm make an audiobook for you, which is sad. But true, I don't know how audiobook narrators are going to continue to have a future. I just don't see a good way to make that happen. But Amazon will not allow an AI audiobook that they did not create on the platform. So there's a weird, interesting twist. I'm sure everybody will come to a negotiation at some point about what they'll allow and what they won't. I just hate the idea of performers getting eliminated in toto. But I understand it. It's very expensive and it takes a long time. So enough babble. Chapter 29. Get off my lawn. Riftvid. Modzilla montage. Hashtag Build-A-Beast. Hashtag Riftcraft. Hashtag Riftcraft. Hashtag Riftcraft. Hashtag Big Lizard Energy. Plus 21,500 hype. Our hype score keeps climbing. This is the most money I've ever made in the game, and I have to admit, $20,000 is exciting. Pepper is loving the attention. 300 comments. 300 comments. They like it. They like it. She starts typing replies. I can't see her responses, but I get the sense I can't see her responses, but I get the sense she's using a lot of heart emojis. Hang 10 logs off. So does Hang 10 logs off. So does Rincewind. Our only mandatory IRL night shift member is Matchstick Mick. Our only mandatory IRL night shift member is Matchstick Mick, the pyromancer who has a Cockney accent and is obsessed with weaponry. Mate, I can bodge flamethrowers or rockets onto the ship's arms. Mate, I can arms. Mate, I can bodge flamethrowers or rockets onto the ship's arms. Maybe blast some blinking lasers out of its peepers. But we're skint, isn't it? Can't rustle up the bees and honey. He jerks a thumb at Pepper's chalkboard. And I don't fancy wasting me all day on that. And I don't fancy wasting me all day on that numbers lock just to escape. And I don't fancy wasting me all day on that numbers lock just to. And I don't fancy wasting me all day on that numbers lock just to scrape up a bit of dosh. What? What? Pepper blinks. Next to Gen Alpha slang, Cockney is a breeze. He can add more weapons, but we're broke and he doesn't want to play math games. He can add more weapons, but we're broke and he doesn't want to play math games. I glance at the rift storm spiraling up from the obliterated planet, closer than before. 11 days, 10 hours, until the rift storm destroys the galaxy. Mr. Stampy is awesome, but I blew nearly half the season building it. We need to find a quest. Too right. Matchstick rubs his hands. Time for a proper rumble. I've already picked out our destination. My Copperpot extended map has picked up 16 planets as we've spun around the ice belt. The closest object, however, is a small destination marked with a star that reads Dark Forge Hex. I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out. That way. That way. I point into the stars. Can I drive? Hank stands at the controller looking giddy. Can I? Matchstick grins. Matchstick grins. Have at it, mate. Have at it, mate. Hank fires up the engines. 20 ram scoop drives flare electric blue. Sizzling thrusters ripple the void with a low roar as our football stadium-sized kaiju accelerates. Through the ice belt, sunlight glinting off its red Ray-Bans. Mr. Stampy, hull 100%. Oxygen pressure 100%. Speed 250,000 kilometers per hour and rising. Yeah! Hank hollers as we speed through the planetary ring. Yeah! Something hits us. One of the ice belt asteroids rockets past the control bridge and into Mr. Stampy's side. I don't see it hit, but I feel the wobble through the polyester. Contact alert. Mr. Stampy damage 1.2%. Oh no! Pepper cries. I hope we didn't get a hole. Hell's bells. I throw a bunch of patch kits in my inventory. We're gonna have to go fix it. Hank, Pep, come with me. Matchstick, stay here and steer the ship. He looks at me like I'm an idiot. Steer? What are we gonna hit then? The dark? The dark? He gestures at the vast nothingness of space. I have to admit, he's got a point. The only thing out here is bugger all, isn't it? Come on then, off we pop. I grab all three of them, fire the Yeetle juice, and suddenly we're swinging through space over the kaiju. 3 arcs is all it takes to find the problem. Did you ever see Galaxy Quest? Tim Allen fights a big rock monster that he finds on some alien planet. The thing doesn't have eyes or hands. It's just a bunch of animated boulders that make a body. At the end of the movie, they teleport it into space. Apparently, it wound up here. Galaxy Golem! Level 13 construct. A jagged brute made of asteroid rock and space dust. This stone golem lumbers through the void, swinging its fists like orbiting moons. Basically a space boulder with anger issues. Basically a space boulder with anger issues. The 30-foot stone giant lumbers across our plastic kaiju's hide toward one of the smaller bits of armor plating, grabs it, and rips it off. Mr. Stampy, damage 1.5%. Hey! Hank yells. Stop hurting Mr. Stampy! I just got this bucket of bolts together. I'm not letting some random encounter tear it apart. I fire Yeetle Juice and retract the line so we land near the golem. From here, I realize exactly how big the damn thing is. I've got it. Pepper casts her psychic spell. Goldfish mode. Ineffective. Construct immune to psi. Construct immune to psychic. Construct immune to psychic. She casts Mirror Mirror and gets the same result. Stop. I wave her off. Don't waste your psi points. Yeah. Hank charges at the golem with his laser axe. He drives the blade deep into the thing's leg. The rock monster tilts its head curiously, grunts, and backhands Hank in the face. You are under attack. Hank flies off the ship into empty space, helpless. Bells. I run 21 steps, activate parkour pulse, and trampoline bounce off the kaiju after him. I snatch his leg, fire the Yeetle Juice, and anchor us to the polyester hide before we spin off into the deep. Gotcha. It's not like we're wearing jetpacks. Our mag boots are the only thing holding us to the ship. If we fly out into the void, there's no coming back. If we fly out into the void, there's no coming back. I feel a sudden surge of anger and yell at Hank. Don't put yourself in danger like that! But I'm the barbarian, he argues. That's what I'm supposed to do! I was okay with Hank being the tank when I thought he was a teenager. They're old enough to have some sense of self-preservation. But I can't use a child as a meat shield. You need to be safe. You're 8. Hank shouts back. You can't tell anyone about that. Mr. Stampy, damage 1.7%. Below, the Galaxy Golem finishes ripping off the kaiju armor and straps it to its arm. A second piece fuses to its leg like a piece of plate mail. Great! An armored rock! Pepper waddles away as fast as she can, but the stone giant catches up to her in one step. It pounds the polyester hide with a fist. Kaiju skin ripples like a sine wave, and Pep is thrown into space as her mag boots detach. Shit! 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 I fire my yeet line, swing through the air, and snatch her. Oh! 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 Pepper grabs my shoulder. Look at Mickey! Azure infernos radiate from Matchstick Mick's hands, his neck, and his eyes. His neck, his eyes. Oi! Gibraltar! The pyromancer blazes fire before the rock monster. Fancy it, Dan? Fancy it, Dan? Fancy it, Dan? Fancy it, Dan? Dragon's breath! A 60-foot cone of a blue dragon's minty fresh breath. If your idea of fresh is third-degree burns. Blue fire jets out of Mick's hands and charbroils the golem. It rears back, startled and burnt. But let's face it, this thing is a living rock. The stones turn black, but the inferno isn't hurting it. Ignoring Matchstick, the giant rips off another chunk of scrap metal and armors its chest. Yeah. Galaxy Golem, level 21. Level 21. Level 21 construct. Oops. Did we forget to mention that this thing levels up as it gets more armor? As it gets more armor? As it gets more armor? Spells. It's getting stronger. We need to figure this out fast. As we land on the rubbery hull, I see Matchstick getting frustrated. Oh, I've had it! 3-bladed jets of flame called Hellfire Shivs streak from his fingers and rip open the polyester hide of our kaiju, spewing oxygen. Try this on for size, you great muppet! No way! I yell too late. His pyromaniacal flame hits the oxygen venting from the rips. A geyser of fire spews up between the golem's feet. The blue inferno arcs 50 feet into the air, so hot I can feel it through my Thumper spacesuit. The golem disappears in the volcano, but I can see its silhouette and it's still moving. Mr. Stampy, damage 4.7%. Oxygen pressure 91% and falling. Damn it, Matchstick! I holler into the comms. You're doing more damage to us than the monster. You're doing more damage to us than the mob. The Galaxy Golem, now level 31, strides out of the blue fire like a demon, bearing 2 hunks of metal as shields. It swings at Matchstick with one, misses, then nails him with the other. The pyromancer hits the hull and bounces like a crash test dummy. Party member down. Matchstick Mitch. Matchstick Mick. Matchstick Mick. Health 1%. Debuff stunned. 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 As Mick curses into his microphone at home, I realize we're in danger of losing this battle. I've got a barbarian I need to protect, a half-dead wizard, and a psychic that's no use, and my ship is on fire. Plus, I realize far too late, without the kaboomerang, I've got no weapons. Plus, I realize far too late, without the kaboomerang, I've got no weapons. I grab one of Hank's plasma rifles. Stay here! I run toward the Galaxy Golem and start blasting. My parkour pulse kicks in just in time for me to slide under its swing as I blast at its joints, trying to find a weak spot. Burning, it howls and swings at me. I flip over the fist, shooting at the thing's neck. A flaming boulder smacks me out of the air, and I go flying into one of the kaiju's spines, dazed and injured. The Galaxy Golem roars, victorious. Pause. Whew. I was worried about this, and it's coming true. Dave's voice is, you do a variation of your own voice for the narrator and the main character. For Pepper, voice filtration, lots of high range. For Hank, basically the same thing in reverse. You try and make him sound a little bit dumb, and you're mostly okay. Matchstick Mick, you got to do a full Cockney. And English accents are tricky because we all think we know them until an English audience listens to them and goes, well, this guy's an unprofessional. So you got to go with that. Jake Lopez. Hi, Jake Lopez. Fishnick Soapy, you are 4. Thanks, Fishnick. You are 4 too. Donna Roberts, how do you tell the difference between God working through someone and someone who is pretending they need the attention and or money from gullible Christians? Well, if their name is Joel Osteen, you've got a pretty good hint. That's a pretty good joke. Actually, there's a Joel Osteen joke in this book. I'm very pro Christ. I am very nervous of Christians because Christians are fallible humans. Organizations make decisions about what they're going to emphasize and what they're not going to emphasize. Sometimes they put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. And you wind up with organizations that eventually become corrupt. This does not mean all churches are corrupt, but it does mean that you have to be careful about what you're being a part of. And if you want good Christianity, just read the Gospels and just keep reading the Gospels, because believe me, there's more in there than you think there is, and you are nowhere near good enough to be judging other people. Judging other people would actually be a good way to tell whether someone's an actual Christian or not, that's too broad a statement. Getting into religion, back away quietly. Hi! Pepper stands in front of the golem. Do you want to play a game? It doesn't. It makes to swing at Pepper, but she casts Imaginagerie. Two neon blue pigs appear and run in oinking circles around the golem's leg. It bashes one, which bursts into blue party streamers. It bashes one, which bursts into blue party streamers. By the time it smashes the other, Pepper has her chalkboard up. Do you like math? Do you like math? Please solve the puzzle. 1 + 1 equals. Do that in Pepper's voice. I think the chalkboard does math questions in Pepper's voice. I think we've established that throughout. Let's keep it the same here, even directly after a piece of dialogue. Pep! I yell. Get out of there! The rock monster growls and moves to bash the chalkboard, but Pepper's head fake creates something that sounds like an oinking pig behind the rock. But Pepper's head fake creates something that sounds like an oinking pig behind the rock monster. While it's distracted, Pepper talks. No? Okay. How about Simon Says? Confused, the golem turns back to Pep, but another head fake distracts it. You have to do what I say. You have to do what I say, but only if I say Simon Says first. It's fun. The golem may be immune to psionics, but Pep's draw aggro spells are working just fine. It looks utterly befuddled. Okay, she chirps. Let's try it. Simon Says, put your hands on your head. Put your hand on your head. Put your hand on your head. She puts a flipper on her head. The rock monster stares at her, flames shooting into the air around it, then slowly mirrors her and puts a rocky hand on its head. It utters one syllable. Throw some way deep rumble into this one. Good. Good, she chirps. Now, stand on one foot. The golem just stares at her. The golem just stares at her. The golem just stares at her. Good. I didn't say Simon Says. Now, Simon Says, lift one leg. It follows her command. Simon Says, beat your chest. Again, it follows. Now jump. Now jump. She jumps. She jumps. She jumps, but the giant stays where it is. Good. I almost got you. Whee! You're very good at this. Unbelievably, the golem smiles. Pepper giggles. Pepper giggles.
Okay. Simon says jump.
It jumps. But it doesn't come back down. It floats in space a foot above the ship. It floats in space a foot above the ship. Huh? The rock monster tries to grab the kaiju, but with nothing to use as leverage, it can't make it back. It can't make it back. Slowly, it floats further away from the surface, arms and legs flailing.
Oops. You're out. You're out. You're out.
Pepper smiles.
I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun. Be sure to teach your friends. Be sure to teach your friends.
As the galaxy golem floats off into the inky blackness of space, an alert pops up. Victory! Adding things as we go here. Why not? It's a fun word. Explaining myself. When we do rewards, it went through treasure, it went through gold, it went through and I arrived on payday as the word I wanted to use. And then in going back through the manuscript, I realized I wanted to define the payday for each one. So it's not just a repeat every time. So I'm trying to come up with at least something interesting to put before payday. And since they killed a stone golem, it's going to be homunculus payday, which just sounds like fun, even if you don't know what the word means, which I don't expect you to. Victory! Homunculus payday!
Plus 500 XP. No kill solution plus 1. No kill solution plus 1.
Badge unlocked! 5 alive! You defeated an enemy more than 5 times your current level. Plus 5% effectiveness. Plus 5% effectiveness against all mobs. Over 5 times your level.
Rift vid. Filter. Anime eyes. Hashtag Simon Says. Hashtag Pepper Party. Hype score plus 1,000.
Level up! Level up! Congratulations! You reached a new level of excellence! You are now Parkour Pilgrim level. Level 5! Whoa. Whoa. I hit level 5. Whoa. Level 5 hit way sooner than I expected. I got level 4 free from the season 1 finale. So maybe the XP I had before that counted toward my new level up? Plus, all of us have been getting periodic XP bumps from the Ghost Grinder. My Riftborn vending machine stacking quarters really does add up over time. Looks like I'm finally doing something right. Pepper waddles over to Matchstick and pops a California roll in her mouth.
Are you okay, Mickey?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, love. He eyes the golem as it floats away into the ice ring. You sorted him out. You damn near destroyed our ship. I holler at Matchstick. Put that fire out and patch this mess up. Mick obeys quickly, embarrassed at the mess he's made. As he uses his pyro magic to kill the fire, I check on Pep. You okay? You okay? She gives me an okay sign.
Okie dokie, artichokey.
Where did you learn Simon Says?
Hang Ten taught me when we were farming gold. Isn't it fun?
Pretty smart, Pep.
Why, thank you, Dave.
She checks her HUD.
Yay! I think I got some new pew-pews. Yay! I think I got some new pew-pews for Mr. Stampy.
Pew-pews? Wait, what?
I had a nice lady message me in the Mozilla montage video. She likes how you build things so much that she wants to help us. I told her Mickey needed some pew-pew guns for Mr. Stampy, and Riftborn said it was okay. So she bought some from the Coin River.
Two gigantic yellow and blue space cannons appear on either side of the Penguin, each the size of a city bus.
Legendary armament. Thor Mark IV lightning gun. Damage Class 22. Brought to you by IKEA. Some assembly required.
What the ever-loving fuck? Before I can ask more, I see a second alert pop up.
Commercial sponsorship, VSC. Home improvement vertical. Hype score plus 50,000.
$50,000 for an IKEA sponsorship. For an IKEA sponsorship. For an IKEA sponsorship. Pepper, I smile. You're a genius.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Matchstick, I yell, and the Cockney wizard turns from patching up the holes he made to see the lightning howitzers for the first time. His eyes light up like gas flames. Let's get some guns on this kaiju. Let's get some guns on this kaiju. Ta-da! End of chapter 29. All right, that gets us in pretty good shape. End of 29, which means we're at 30, which means we're getting close to the end. There's a marathon planned over the next 2 days. And we are going to grind. Holly, good job. I like the role play. Thanks. As I always said, Holly, it's the most fun when you play with yourself. Oh, I can't. No, way too hot. You have an excellent voice. Nice. Well, thanks, Holly. That's sweet of you. Aha, the ghost grind. I like that verbiage. Yeah, Dave joins up with a bunch of grinders, takes a drone, blows it up 20 times the size, and then puts it right outside a zombie respawner. So they spawn, walk out, and then get turned into puree XP. So that was a lot of fun. Holy Hearted. Yay. Who dis? Andrew's Wizardly Reads. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, please go over to Andrew's Wizardly Reads on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Is he the best YouTube book reviewer on YouTube? You decide for yourself. I love him. What's this about Grindr? Well, there's a lot of gay and Don't Die Dave. I mean, a lot. I mean, you're really looking for that, Royal Road audience. And so there's a lot of ground pounding that needs to go on in there. Hello, oh, it sucks, man. No, seriously, go subscribe to Andrew's Wizard. If you like fantasy books and fantasy adjacent books, subscribe to Andrew. I think there's at least a 90% chance that you'll like it. He and Josh at Red Fury Books are the two that I align most frequently with. So blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's it for this session. Gonna keep going later. See ya. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Adieu. Just kidding. I can't go. I'm hitting the wrong buttons.